enemy's public. Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. What we know about the response of the police in the Uvalde shooting. On Tuesday morning, a gunman armed with an AR-15 walked into Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, and opened fire in a fourth grade classroom, killing at least 19 children and 2 teachers. Salvador Ramos had already shot and critically wounded his grandmother by the time he arrived at the grade school. Ultimately, it was a Border Patrol agent, not the police officers outside the building, who killed Ramos at the scene. The attack had gone on for about 40 minutes before that. In the hours since the shooting, the deadliest at an elementary school since Sandy Hook, the 22nd at a school so far this year, and the second mass shooting to occur within a 10-day time span, questions have emerged about why this pattern keeps playing out. Some general answers to that questions are clear. In no other country, it is so easy to get a gun as it is in the U.S., where lawmakers make it very easy to get guns in this country, and they remain steadfast, resistant to tightening restrictions, even as children continue to die. But with regard to Uvalde specifically, authorities have offered conflicting reports on the role police officers played or didn't in confronting Ramos. They say, let us not rush in because the cops aren't doing anything like they're supposed to do. That's what the parents were saying, like Javier Cazares, whose daughter Jacqueline died inside the elementary school. He said that to the crowd that was gathered outside, according to the Associated Press. Now, the police have a habit of behaving like cowards. They behave like such cowards. I have a saying that officer safety is cowardice. Public safety is heroism. I watched the auditors' videos, and they get so uptight with a man or a woman with a camera, and the first thing they say for officer safety. And I remember last year, there was a school shooting, and there was a sheriff deputy outside the school hiding in the bushes. I remember a Walmart shooting, and the police were hiding. What good are police if they're only interested in saving the lives of police? There were police shootings where they murdered someone who were unarmed. They shot an unarmed man, and they used officer safety and that they feared for their lives. That's why they shot the person. And they can get into a struggle with an unarmed man, and they would use deadly force. They are hiring chumps, straight up cowards, to become police officers. Some of them are cowards, and some of them are just evil, because the very first thing they do when it comes to dealing with citizens in this nation is pull out their gun. Some pull out their guns and murder people, saying that they mistake their service weapon for their taser, when a taser is very bright in color, very bright, either bright green, bright yellow, or bright red, or bright orange. Yet You have police officers who shoot people, and then they say they feared for their lives. Now, it was a Border Patrol agent that shot Ramos, not the police. And the parents wants to know, where was the school resource officer stationed outside Robb Elementary School when Ramos arrived? Now, the grandmother called the authorities after being shot, from my understanding, according to the media. And he posted that he was going to shoot up an elementary school. Now, I said it before, and I'm going to repeat it. They've infiltrated Black organizations who were law-abiding citizens who just wanted to protect their community and do right by our people. They infiltrated those organizations without any type of social media or internet. No type of digital devices that you can get information with a press of a button, with a click of a mouse. They did this without all of that. And you're telling me you can't, as fast as this internet is, now we're working on 5G now, which they put up because it's so much mass, data out here that they had to, up the gigabytes, 5G. They had to up that so they could curtail all this and control all of this. But they can't get to these domestic terrorists fast enough to thwart these mass shootings in supermarkets and in elementary schools. Now, the youngest person in that school, probably about 4 or 5 years old, but the oldest person in Robb Elementary School has to be like 9, 10. These are little children that this chump murdered in that school, and police are trying to save face. They're trying to save face because their response was of incompetence and like they abandoned their post. Police officers are not like they were when I was growing up, not to say that they were good when I was growing up, yet when they were chasing someone, if you were unarmed, back when I was growing up, you didn't have to worry about being shot. You probably got your ass whipped when they caught you if you made them run. But there was no shootings like there are now. And where I grew up, we had a lot of brother cops. They stopped you and talked to you. And they did what they did. To me, I don't know. I know good brothers in my city, but I don't know too many good cops where I grew up at. I don't know too many. Because if you watch a bad cop do something and you don't do anything, you're complacent and you're a bad cop yourself. Now, in a press conference on Wednesday, Texas Department of Public Safety Director Stephen McGraw said a school resource officer, the Uvalde City School District, reportedly retains its own police department, staffed with a chief, 5 cops, and a security guard. According to The Intercept, engaged Ramos as he approached Robb Elementary School's back door. Ultimately, McGraw said the subject was able to make it inside the school. Why was he able to make it inside the school? He went down the hallway, turned right, and then turned left, and there were two classrooms that were adjoining. McGraw told reporters, and that is where the carnage began. At first, officials said that an officer shot at Ramos, but that account has since changed. See, they don't even know what happened. Now, this is mere incompetence, amateur-like work. One lone, I'm not going to say lone wolf, but one lone person was able to walk into a school and murder 19 children and two teachers. He was able to do that without being stopped. And where was he shot at? Was he shot outside or was he shot inside the school? So that means that they knew he was in the school and didn't go in. Now that's mere cowardice. Police officer safety is cowardice. Public safety is heroism. You don't hear firemen saying, I'm not going to that home, I'm not going to that building, I'm not going to that warehouse because it's on fire. He's a fireman. He goes into that type of danger. I know this because when I was a housing police officer, there was a fire in a building, a high rise, 9 stories. And we were rescuing seniors. These were seniors. Some of them couldn't even walk. We had to go up 9 flights, 8 flights, and carry them all the way down to the ground floor out the building because the whole building went up in an inferno. And the firemen, after I went up for the 3rd, 4th time, they told me, don't go back in. They got it. I must have brought about 4 or 5 people out the building. And the firemen was just running up in there. They had the gear. I didn't have the gear, but I cared about those people in that building. So I sprung into action naturally to go get people out of that fire. But firemen are heroes because they don't care about going into a burning building and rescuing people. They have their gear on, they have their axe, their hoses, or whatever else apparatuses or tools they use, and they just go in and spring into action and just, if they could, do all they can to save lives. Do all they can. They would have to be in imminent danger for them to not go into those buildings. But police want to be seen as heroes when they're tyrannical cowards. The tyrants and the cowards. And they're more concerned about their own safety than the safety of the people when it's supposed to be public safety. And they allow far too many people to be killed, especially when it comes to the most innocent of our society, and that's the children. When they heard elementary school and someone was headed towards that school, and when they knew emphatically that someone was in that school and children were in imminent danger, it shouldn't have been nothing that they would do to go in and attempt to save those children. But they knew he was in there and didn't go in. That's cowardice. Police officer safety is cowardice. public safety is heroism. This is the enemy's public. I am Brother Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.